All right, well, we certainly have a lot to do, and we have a lot of people in here. This is wonderful. I'm really looking forward to viewing the 80 or 90 applications that you all submit over the next few weeks here. I briefly mentioned the agenda, and the Chancellor mentioned the faculty that are here. So one of the ways that we reach out into your different colleges and disciplines is by working with faculty from every college. There are 6 colleges on campus, and we have faculty from every college. So certainly, if the faculty fellows, would you all stand up so the students know who you are? We have Professor John Morgan Bush from the music department. We have Professor Guanling Chen from computer science. We have Professor Finch from the business school, Professor Anat Koran from health sciences. Our engineering faculty, Steve Johnson, I believe, is teaching this evening. John Brown, Professor John Brown from the Graduate School of Education, wasn't able to join us tonight. But we have these folks and we have other faculty that are here to help you. So feel that if they're at your table, you're lucky, you'll have a chance to bounce your ideas off them. And if they're not at the table, also mix it up a little bit so you'll get a chance to meet them. So what is DifferenceMaker about? Pretty simple, right? You've all seen the tagline. Explore problems, create solutions, make a difference. And as the Chancellor mentioned, what we're really all about here is trying to build sustainable solutions, right? Not a one-shot solution, but a solution that can sustain itself over time. And even if you leave the group or if your friends leave the group, that project can still keep on going. One of the campus-wide DifferenceMaker teams, SOS Support Our Students, was just like that. It was started by a graduate student and some undergraduates, and then some of them graduated, they went on, they got jobs, but the group still works. How many of you remember visiting with us during freshman orientation? When you came here during the summer, your first overnight here? Casey, you remember? We do a lot of different types of things, right? And we think about it in a simple way. Raise awareness, build skills, and launch your venture. So those fun things we did at orientation and at convocation where we put some teams up in front of you and you all got to give out $3,000 in cash to those students, the classroom visits, that's all about raising awareness, getting you excited. The idea challenge, which you're learning about tonight, is at the other end. That's about seeding you with money and mentorship that'll actually allow you to launch your venture. But in between raising awareness and launching your venture, there's a little work that has to be done. Depending on your venture, maybe a lot of work. And that's about giving you a set of skills, helping you to think about analyzing problems, building a team, identifying the best solution, finding the financial and knowledge and material resources you need to build that out. So that's part of what DifferenceMaker is doing, and that's how we structure. We've had some success, right? We've been busy over the last few years. We've given out over $120,000 in funding to student teams. And I want you to know that money is from alumni. That money is donated to us. We raise money every year from alumni who are committed to what you want to do. As you go through this process, as you enter the preliminaries, as you get into the finals, you're going to meet some alumni who, just like you, sat at the table, not in this beautiful building because it didn't exist, it was probably a bit dingier, but we've upgraded the facilities a bit. But those alumni sat in classrooms like you, and they're really excited to see what you are doing, to learn about it, and then to support it. We've worked with over 15,000 students, so we've worked with a lot of students. Now, not all those students had a DifferenceMaker team, but we worked with them in convocation, we worked with them in student orientation, so we really do try to reach out and touch all of our students on campus. We have spaces for you to do the work in now. Thanks to the support of the Chancellor and the administration and the alumni, we have DifferenceMaker Central over here on North Campus right next to Starbucks. We have a brand new innovation hub that we opened up at 110 Canal Street in Lowell. We have a brand new makerspace that Dean Hartman and his team worked so diligently on to get off the ground. 8,000 square foot makerspace in the basement of Falmouth over in the engineering section. Some really exciting spaces and places and people. So tonight, we're going to talk specifically about the idea challenge. And I think as the Chancellor mapped out for you, the goal really is for you all to identify problems that you care about, right? That you want to solve. And then what we want you to do is to meet other people that can help you solve those problems. And hopefully, as the most successful teams find out, you meet people from other colleges and disciplines and experiences. people who might think a little bit differently about the problem and who might think a little bit differently about the solution. Because that's the way you build really good solutions, is by bringing different perspectives, a different frame of reference to examine a problem, consider the solutions. And that's the reason we mix you up. We have an online tool called TeamMaker that'll help you do that. We're going to give you some team time in just a little while. Overall, the process is relatively straightforward, right? Identify a problem you want to solve, form a team, fill out the online application. Holly, when does the online application have to be done?
February 5th.
February 5th. Not too far from now, right? But the online application is not that difficult. It's pretty straightforward, and certainly the faculty fellows and the DifferenceMaker staff will help you do that. That indicates that you want to be part of it. There's no registration fee. There's no obligation necessarily to actually build this device in the early stages, right? This is just a placeholder saying, we're interested in this, we're going to submit an application. You build your team, you participate in the workshops, or have team members do it as much as you can, because the workshops are really helpful. And then you're going to develop an idea plan. Not a business plan. This is too early stage for a business plan. Business plan comes later when you have your funding lined up and you really know what you want to do. This is what we in innovation management call the fuzzy front end, right? You're in the fuzzy front end where you're tackling a problem, trying to learn about ways to address it and move it forward. Idea plan is about 2, 3, at the most 4 pages long. It talks about the problem you want to solve. It talks about the opportunity associated with solving the problem. It specifies the solution that you're going to pitch, and it talks about the resources you need to implement that solution. So we keep it relatively low bar. What we want to get you through this process, we're going to push you a bit. We're going to make you think. We're going to challenge the preconceptions. We'll probably challenge some of the things you propose and help you to move along and get you ready to put you up in front of 6 judges, 5 or 6 judges in the preliminaries. And then the judging in the finals on April 13th. And what you will get if you go through that process, first of all, is you're going to have a chance to work with some wonderful folks. You'll learn about the entrepreneurial process. You'll learn about going from an idea in your head to a solution on paper to a solution in the community, in the business world. You'll quite possibly could get some funding. And I want to be clear about funding. Even if you get into the preliminaries, say you don't make the finals, so you may not get money from the finals. There are other ways. If you have a good idea, if you have a good team, and you're doing that work, there are other ways to potentially fund projects and move them forward. The Chancellor had a challenge grant program this past fall. We gave out $21,000 awards. E4All, someone was asking, you guys were asking about E4All. E4All is operated by the Deshpande Foundation. It's another vehicle for getting funding. If we see you doing that work, if you're showing up at events, if for some reason you don't get funding here, we'll help you find other avenues to support and move your venture forward. And we have a boot camp program. So we have a boot camp that the winners of the Idea Challenge will enter this summer. And it really helps you. The goal there is to make sure you get off the ground. Because we have this little problem, this little frustrating problem, where we award prizes and then people don't spend the money. They don't actually do the work. So we've created a boot camp that'll help you structure the team, schedule your time, and actually spend. We will help you spend the money. How's that? The Chancellor mentioned a couple of our DifferenceMaker teams, and tonight you'll have a chance to hear from a few of them. Non-spec 2013 team, we seeded them with $5,000. They've raised $200,000. They've been to India twice to test out their prosthetic limb. The hydraulic walker team have developed a walker with lifts on the front so that you can move up a set of stairs by pushing some buttons on the side. I mentioned SOS. They did a lot of work around hunger among students, and when they graduated, they passed the team on, so that team is still moving forward. We have a campus-wide DifferenceMaker prize, and then we have smaller prizes. So once you get into the finals, you could receive funding somewhere in the vicinity from $1,000 to $5,000 to move your venture forward. And if you do the work, remember, that's just the beginning. So the important dates. I do like these graphics. You know, we got rid of the bullet point slides for the most part. Casey, thank you very much for your work on coming up with some flashy graphics for us. February 5th is the deadline for the Idea Challenge application. Again, barrier to entry is relatively low. The great thing about filling out that application, though, is it enters your material into TeamMaker. So say you have an idea, say you're a business major who has an idea for a website, but you don't have the technical skills to develop it. By entering your application, you can say, these are the skills I have, and I'm looking for these skills. And then we'll help connect other students to your to that TeamMaker site. And if they're interested, they'll email you, and you can have a conversation and decide if you want to work together. February 29th, which is a whole month away, is when your idea plan is due. So, and we'll coach you about what that is. We'll explain that whole process. March 23rd, what we'll do is we'll review those applications that come in. And last year, I think we received around 70 or 80 applications. Out of that 70 applications, 25 were selected to present in the preliminaries. So once you're notified, you have a chance to modify your idea plan, revise it, work on your pitch. At the preliminary event, which is scheduled for, is it April 1st? I believe, is that April 1st? It's like a pitch-a-thon circus. I love it. We have 6 rooms going. We have 4 or 5 judges in each room. They each see 6 or 7 pitches, and the excitement builds. And at the end of that day, we announce who's going to be in the idea challenge. And then typically what we do is select 10 teams out of that 25. So you go from, say, 70 to 25. I'm pushing Holly and Hannah. So, yeah, maybe we could do 30 in the preliminary. Maybe we'd have 7 rooms, maybe 8. We'll see. The idea is if you put a good application, a good idea plan together, we want to put you in front of the judges. The preliminary is April 1st, and then April 13th, that night, we'll be handing out the $35,000 in awards. And it's really a fun and exciting event. So what do? Go to uml.edu/DifferenceMaker. Click on the Idea Challenge, and click on TeamMaker to put your team together. And again, as I said, if you only have one person, you don't have a full team, don't worry about it. Get the idea up, get your name out there, and we'll help connect you. So, Holly, I know you have some much more exciting things to do than what I'm saying, so I'm going to step down. I urge you to take a look, to come visit, talk to Holly and Hara, or to the faculty fellows about your idea. We'll be circulating with you tonight. We're sticking around. Stop by and visit us at DifferenceMaker Center.